joining us right now, thank you for joining Hanging with Mrs. Hayward. Today, what we are going to be doing is we are going to be doing some numbers with our hundreds chart. So we did work on this a little bit before, but it was so popular that I wanted to come back to it again today. So we are going to be doing an amazing, fun, interactive hundreds chart activity. So don't forget to pop your little ones' names down below if you're catching us live. If you're catching us on a replay, obviously I can't give them shout outs. So that's why it's super cool to set your alarm for 11 o'clock to catch our Facebook lives, so that I can be interactive and keep your child as engaged as possible. Okay, let's get started. Send me some likes and loves if you're super excited to get started with this fun math game. All right. So, let's see. Let's make sure we can get this all on here. Can we see our whole chart? Okay. Can you see everything there? Okay. All right. Love it. Okay, thank you. You can see the whole hundreds chart? Awesome. Okay, so today what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick review of this hundreds chart. If you wanted to print one of these off, you could probably go to Google and just search hundreds chart. And you could probably print one of these off yourself. Or you could just make, you could make your own hundreds chart by creating a box of 10 by 10 squares to make your own. Okay. I did buy this box at I did buy this hundreds chart at Scholar's Choice. If anyone is interested and wants to buy one themselves, you can get one of these at Scholar's Choice. And I'm not being paid by them, I'm just sharing my love. But I always say that, so I really should actually I should buy shares in Scholar's Choice. Okay, so last time we were here, we talked about a few great things that we can do with the hundreds chart. So the number one things that we can do is we can look for patterns in numbers. So we can count by ones. We're not going to do that today all the way to 100 because that will take a bit of time. But with me right now, boys and girls, I want you to count with me at the same time up to 20. So follow where my pointer is, okay? Follow me so you know where my pointer is. Count with me. Ready? Let's do it out loud. So you're with me. So this is just going to get us warmed up. All right? Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Good job. So if you're in kindergarten, you really only have, and we started to talk a little bit about the expectations of this last week. If you're in kindergarten, you really only need to be going up to 20. If you're going beyond 20, then you are superstar. You're a math superstar. Some kids are ready for that, and some kids are not. And that's okay if you're not. Okay, so the next thing that we can do with this is we can count by tens. So if you are ready for this, so maybe we have some grade 1s on here that are ready to count by tens, we can definitely do that. So come on over here to this column and we'll see that it starts with a 10. So when we're counting by tens, follow my pointer. I'm doing it from up above so that you can get the best view of the hundreds chart, because last time Mrs. Hayward might have been blocking the hundreds chart a bit. Okay, so this time, follow and count out loud. Shout it out with me, okay? Shout it out. Let me hear you. I want to try to hear you all the way from here. Okay, ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. We just counted by tens, boys and girls. Amazing. One thing I want to point out to you, who can tell me what pattern they're noticing? What are they noticing in the numbers from 10? When we're counting from 10 to 100, what are we noticing? What is happening with the numbers? Pop your answers down below. I love it too, and I was just seeing, yes, absolutely. Pop your answers down below and let me know. What patterns are you seeing? Good job. Ella is seeing zeros. She's seeing the pattern of zeros. So at the end of every number, Ella sees that it is ending with 0. Excellent job, Ella. Good noticing. Are you noticing anything else about the other numbers? What is happening to the first number? What's happening to the first number? Ashana says they all have a 0. Excellent. I uncovered my names here. Gotta make sure I can still see them. Now I had to take my glasses off because Mrs. Hayward needs glasses when I'm close up, but far away, I don't need glasses. So in case you're wondering why Mrs. Hayward doesn't have her glasses on anymore. Oh, Kian says 0. They all end with 0. Jasmine says they go up. Good job, Jasmine. Excellent. So Jasmine's noticed that the first digit, and we call numbers a digit. That's the fancy math name, is the digit. The first digit in the number 10 is the 1, and it goes up. So it goes 1. Do you see that? 2, 3, 4, 5. The first digit in those tens is going up by 1. So that's an interesting pattern. One of the things Mrs. Hayward likes to say is that if you notice the patterns in math, you'll start to see how easy peasy math really is. And that's one thing Mrs. Hayward didn't know. When I was little, I used to think math was hard. Put up your hand if you, send me some likes if you think math is hard. Send me some hearts if you think math is easy, so I know. Okay, so lots of people think math is hard. Yeah, Mrs. Hayward used to too. When I was your age, I used to think that math was hard too. And I got it stuck in my head that it was too hard. Ella thinks math is easy, but you're really good at math. Mrs. Hayward was always really good at language. So literacy was Mrs. Hayward's jam. But I always thought the math was hard, but it's not hard. Once I learned the patterns, I realized how easy peasy math is too. And you can learn those patterns too. So all you have to do is focus on the patterns while you're looking at math. So Jasmine says they go up. Jacob said changing numbers. Excellent. Good noticing, Jacob. Oliver says you are adding to 10 each time. So smart, Oliver. Oliver says math is getting easier when I practice. Exactly, exactly. So here, Oliver said he noticed that 20 is 10 more than 10. 30 is 10 more than 20. 40 is 10 more than 30. So it's adding 10 every single time. That's why we call that counting by tens. Excellent, good job. Jacob says math is easy. I love that answer, Jacob. Good morning, Krista. Okay, so now we've counted by ones, we've counted by tens. There's another thing we could count by. It is fives. Counting by fives. Counting by fives is a bit trickier, and it is not a kindergarten expectation. So if you're with us and you're a grade 1, 2, this is your expectation. So I'm going to just do it quickly for those grade 1s and 2s that are watching, because I know I have some grade 1s and 2s from my class that are here with us and watching. So thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so grade And if you are in kindergarten, you can watch and maybe you'll pick it up. Maybe you'll see the pattern. So, and Chelsea and I are just starting to work on this. And Chelsea's in JK, but she really likes math. She's really good at math. And so she's been starting to pick up some of these patterns. Okay, so when we count by fives, we go to the first five. We go to the first five, and then we keep adding 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5 every time. So we go 5, 10, shout it out if you know it, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100. Excellent. Good job. So we just counted by fives, and that was so super easy peasy. So if you look, what we were doing is we were going down this fives column. So we did 5, 15, 25. All of those numbers ended with what? What did they all end with? Who noticed the pattern? What did they all end with? All of the numbers in this 5 column, what did they all end with? Who can tell me? Kian, you're in grade 1. Excellent. Who can tell me? Yes. And this activity is great. This activity is great for if you are before a pre-K, all the way through kindergarten, all the way through grade 1 and 2, and even grade 3. Lots of work that you can do on here, even with grade 3 students. Olivia says fives. Yes, Ella says fives. Kian says fives. Gia says fives. Excellent. They all end with 5, Jacob. Excellent. So all of these numbers in the fives column all end with 5. So that makes it kind of easy. Jacob says I'm in JK. Whoa, good job, Jacob. So math must be your jam. It seems like math is your jam. So they all end with 5. So notice the patterns. Ashana says 5. Excellent. Good job. Now, if you wanted to continue this later on, so Mrs. Hayward actually left some work on, Mrs. Hayward and Miss Sharafi actually left some work on our site for our kids today to do. So they're doing counting by 1s, 5s, 10s, 2s, and 3s in our class today on their Google Classroom activity. So you could do more counting and continue this on later. Okay, are you ready for the fun game that we're gonna play? It's called Guess the Missing Number, before and after. All right, Olivia says 5. Excellent, good job. Okay, are you ready? Who's ready? Send me some likes and loves if you're ready for the fun game now, because you've worked hard. You've looked at all the patterns and you've worked hard, so you are ready for the fun game. Send me some likes and hearts if you're ready for the fun game. I need it. Fill my bucket. Okay, I'm gonna get you ready for the fun game. All right. All right, here we go. Okay, so I have a bunch of the numbers that I took out of the 100's chart. Let me make sure you can see the whole 100's chart. I took out a bunch of numbers out of the 100's chart. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point to an empty space, and you have to tell me what number belongs in that spot. So right now, I want you to tell me what number goes here. We're gonna start here. We're gonna start with the easier numbers and we're gonna get trickier. what number goes here? So that means what number comes after 4 and before 6. So this activity is great because it's number representation, it's ordinal numbers, and it's before and after numbers. So there's so many great expectations that are being covered here. And parents, if you have any questions, pop your questions down below or feel free to message me. Ella says 5. Olivia said 5. Excuse me. Olivia said 5. Ashana says 5. Jasmine says 5. Riley, can you pop your little one's name down below just so I get familiar with who that is that's saying that wonderful answer 5? Oliver says 5. Good job. Excellent. So if you said 5, you are correct. Good job. Okay, this one goes here. What number is behind this card? And it comes after 7 and before 9. What number is that? Let me know if you know. Pop your answer down below. Mrs. Hayward's just going to grab her coffee. Let me know. Oliver says 8. Ashana says 8. Jasmine says 8. Dylan says 8. You guys are good at this. Jacob says 8. Good job. You are so good at this. Should I make it harder? Should I give you a hard one? Maybe I should give you a hard one. Maybe this is too easy for you guys. All right, let's do this one. Let me know what number do you think comes after 15 but before 17. What number goes there? What number goes there? Cayenne said 8 too. Yes, you were right. Ella says no more hard ones. And that's okay. You know what? So if you are at this stage where you're doing the top row numbers, that is okay, especially if you're in JK. I wouldn't expect anything more than that. That's what I would expect. That's a JK level. This first level, knowing what number is missing is JK for sure. Maybe up to 20 if you're super, super amazing at math. But anything beyond that is not JK. So don't feel stressed if you don't know it. Okay, hold on. Kian said 16. Jasmine said 16. Jacob said 16. Dylan said 16. Kian said 16. Ella said 16. See? You figured it out. Good job. Even though you think sometimes you don't know the answer, sometimes you can figure it out. And here's a trick. I'll tell you a trick. If I don't know the answer, look at the number here, up here above, and it gives you a clue what the second digit is going to be. So it's 6 in every one of these rows. Do you see that? So that gave you a clue about what that second number was going to be. It had to end with a 6. So if you look for the patterns in the numbers, you can get a clue. Absolutely. Okay, I've got another one for you. All right, let's get trickier. Let's get trickier, trickier. Mrs. Hayward, you are so funny. Okay, here's my trickier one. Okay, so it comes after 27. After 27, I tricked you because I made you think I was going here, but I'm not. That's why I was tricky. Didn't you hear that song? Let's get trickier. I tricked you. It's after 27 and before 29, this one. After 27 and before 29. Anyone who's in Mrs. Hayward's class knows I like to sing. So randomly I burst into song. And I tell jokes and laugh at my own jokes too. That's how it goes. Okay, so if you want to know what that second digit is, look at those numbers. The second number. And then look at the pattern here. 1. Uh-oh, what might that first number be? Oliver says 28. Excellent job. Olivia says 28. Jacob says 28. Dylan says 28. Ella, did you get that? Great job. Give yourself a pat on the back because 28 is not a JK number. That is definitely an SK. Definitely an SK grade 1 number. So good job. If you got that 28, you give yourself a giant pat on the back right now because you are doing more than you need to be doing. So you must be super, super good at math. Math must really be your jam. All right, let's see. Let's see. Okay. Oops. I can't do this one. I just showed you the answer. Uh-oh, Mrs. Hayward, you need another drink of coffee. Okay, I'm going to do this one. This one is super tricky. So this is definitely a grade 1 question. Grade 1 question. So, what goes after 44 but before 46? What goes after 44 but before 46? What number is it? And sometimes I go like this. I go 44, and I count on. I count on from that number. So I put I put one of these lower numbers in my head, and then I start counting. Like maybe I'll go here and go 41, 42, 43, 44. Oh, there's my answer. That's another strategy that you can use. Olivia says 45. Oliver says 45. Jasmine says 45. Ashana says 45. Dylan says 45. Amazing. Okay, parents, pop me down below an answer. Let me know how this is. At 45, are these questions getting challenging, or are they still the just right level? So that's what we want to kind of find with our kids, is we want to find, is it challenging or just right, or too hard? So what I call just right is a little challenge, but too hard, we don't want to do too hard. So pop your answer down below to let me know. If you can talk them to it, that's okay still, because that's a learning. So if you can help them and guide them to that answer, then that's okay. But if they're getting super frustrated and it's just way too hard, then that's where you'd want to stop for them. Challenge can be increased, says Jacob. Okay, excellent. Just right. Excellent. Okay, excellent. Love this. Okay, so I'm going to get a little harder then. Let's get a little harder. Dylan says just right. Okay, perfect. Let's get a little harder. Says, because when it's just right, we can always push and expose. That doesn't mean you have to get it right. You don't have to. If you don't get these right, remember, we're not all perfect and we're all learning. Every day we learn new things. All right, so this number is a hard one. So if you're with me, this is definitely a grade 1 expectation. This is definitely not a kindergarten expectation anymore, but if you can do it, good for you. What number comes after 56 and before 58? Pop it down below. After 56 and before 58. Mrs. Hayward lives for coffee. Let me see. Olivia says 57. Excellent. Jasmine says 57. Good job. Ashana says 57. Dylan says you're going down, Miss Hayward. What? I like it. I like the challenge, Dylan. I like it. You guys are definitely winning. If we were keeping a tally like we did for that other game, a tally, it would be Boys and girls, 7. Mrs. Hayward, 0. You're right. I love it. Jacob says 57. Oliver says 57. Ella says 57. And Dylan says 57. Love it. Okay, I think we have time for, let's do 2 more and then we call it quits, okay? 2 more. Just because I've got 2 more in here that are super challenging. So I'm going to throw in this one. We skipped that one because Mrs. Hayward actually accidentally showed that to you. Oh, and I forgot to turn my 8 over. I want to turn those over so you can see the patterns. Okay, so this one, are you ready for this? This one goes after 62. Let me make sure you can see it. This one goes after 62, but before 64. After 62, but before 64. So look at the patterns. So if you go down this column, you know the second number has to be a, and if you go down this column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the first number, you can even see the pattern there. So if you're super smart, you're looking for patterns to find the number. Keep looking at the patterns. You got it. Oh my gosh. Mrs. Hayward is literally blown away today, boys and girls. I am so blown away. I did not expect to be going all the way to these high numbers. Olivia's got it at 63. Ashana's got it at 63. Oliver's got it at 63. Jasmine's got it at 63. You guys are really, really smart, boys and girls. I am so impressed with you. Amazing. Amazing. And if you're not getting this and you're a kindergartner, don't get frustrated because this is grade 1 stuff. So I don't expect you to know grade 1 stuff when you're in kindergarten. So we're doing this for the grade 1s that are on here because there are some grade 1s on here now. Mrs. Hayward has some of her students watching right now, so I want to make sure I do some challenging ones for them. Excellent, Dylan. You've got it, 63. All right, this is our last one for the super fun game for today. And 63, but he shrugged. That's okay. That's awesome. That's amazing. Good job. Great job, Jacob. That's okay. This was a hard one. This was a hard one. I'm going to do one more hard one just for my grade 1s, and I have some 2s on here too. So for my grade 2s as well. This is a hard one. All right, here we go. It goes on this side. This one comes after 77, but before 79. After 77, but before 79. What number is it? So what you can do, if you want to look for the numbers and the patterns in math, is look down and look at the pattern of the column that it's in. Sorry, look at the pattern of the numbers that it's in. So we can tell by this column what number this is going to end with. It's going to end with an 8. So look for the patterns to help you answer your question. Great job. Okay, Olivia said it already. She got it, 78. Jasmine said 78. Ashana said 78. Oliver said 78. Jacob said 78. Dylan said 78. Ella, you got 78? Holy smoly. Okay, boys and girls, I am seriously blown away. You have done amazing work today. I want everyone to give yourself a big hand. Give yourself a big pat on the back. I want you all to stand up right now. Clap for yourself because you are super amazing and super smart. I am so impressed with your hard work. Parents, if you could do me a favor and share this video, I would really appreciate it. Sharing is caring, and we can help to reach more parents. Again, this video is totally free. I'm not making any money off of it. Even though I do share where I get resources, I'm not doing any promotions or making any money off of it at all. So sharing is caring. Please share the video in your mom's groups, in your parent groups, on your news feed. I would greatly appreciate it. Press the like button so that you can follow, so you'll never miss an episode. Monday to Friday, we are here on Facebook Live at 11 o'clock. And also you can find me on Instagram at Hanging with Mrs. Hayward as well. So thank you so much, boys and girls, for joining us. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow with another read aloud and another fun interactive literacy activity. So thank you so much for joining. Goodbye.